Welcome to September's Bayou Reefkeeping Tank of the Month. This month we got to go out to Sugartown, Louisiana and visit Lee Sipe. Lee has just a beautiful room where he's got his tank hosted and just some of the greatest corals, in particular his zoanthids, that you have ever seen. Let's go visit Lee.
Lee,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you very much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. It was a long drive out here, but between seeing the location, the wood that you got here, and the beautiful tanks, I'm really excited to be
I'm glad y'all made the journey.
here. Had a big time with this. I'm really excited to do this. Tell us a little bit about the background. What got you into reef keeping?
I've always had an aquarium. I've probably had an aquarium for the past 30 years. It's mostly fresh water. Started off with the guppies, the platies, just a regular 30-gallon aquarium. And then I probably got into a 75-gallon aquarium with the planted bottoms, live wood, real plants, the shrimp, all the fancy woods, all the fancy species of fish. And then I had a buddy of mine who got back into saltwater aquariums. We drove out to Orange, Texas to pick up, I want to say it was either a 60-gallon or a 90-gallon tank. And that was probably the point that pushed me over the edge. It was, I think, on the way back from town, I got them BRS and just started making a shopping cart. And Lord, it has spiraled out of control after that. Got the first part was ordering a tank because that was such a long wait, and got that going. I got my rock ordered. I started tinkering my rock, and that was just an enjoyable part of it was getting into it.
So is this the tank that we're looking at, the first saltwater tank that you had?
This was the first one I bought. The first one I put water in was a 5-gallon little Evo. I had my tunes auto top off on that. I had a Kessel 360 on top of it. I had it at the house, and it kind of got me into it, learning my parameters, learning testing water. But boy, that was aggravating. It was just a little bitty old tank. It was.
Keep everything.
Oh mercy! I roasted several corals in it, just trying to, I thought I was ready for it, move on. My tank was nowhere near mature, and so that was my first tank I had water in, was a 5-gallon Evo, and then 142-gallon, and this was my entry-level tank, so that's kind of where that transpired to.
So, as everybody this is a community, so who are some of the people that were some of your influences along the way with the tank?
My buddy Daniel, he was probably the one that got me a big influence into it. Andrew Hashey, he's been a real solid go-to guy for me. And then Chad at Reef Consortium. That was probably my two professional people that I kind of correlate with a lot. Questions about this, questions about that. Because there's nobody out here that's really into it. And along the way, after probably being in it close to a year, you start meeting people at the pet shop, and through Facebook and through Dan. It's kind of now I've got 3 or 4 people here, and we kind of have a little community of reefers now. It took a while to meet people, but we finally have a little group together.
And so, you said you got the first tank, 3 years ago, is that said?
This tank, I did my first water test on it a year and 8 months ago. So I probably had the little 5-gallon probably 6 months prior to that, testing my water, kind of learning along the way. So maybe 2 years at the very, very most. I've kind of been in the saltwater hobby. So
all right.
It's
I want to talk about one of the things that a lot of people get out there, gearheads. They want to understand the gear and what you got going. And so obviously you said, tell us a little bit about the tank itself. It's 140 gallon. What's the rough dimension?
It's 2 foot by 2 foot by 5 foot. It's a Fiji 142 internal overflow. It's a 120 gallon sump. And then my frag tank is a 35 gallon custom made George at a Coral Connection. Coral Connection made it for me. Yeah. That's as far as the tank itself.
Is the glass on the main tank the low iron glass?
I think so. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that was something I didn't have a clue about back in the freshwater part of it. You know, glass was glass. Oh, you need Starfire glass. You need. I'm like, I just want a pretty tank. So I fell in love with the Fiji, you know, right off the bat, and that's the one I ended up pulling the trigger on.
I a controller, either a Neptune or
Nothing. No controller. The closest thing I have to a controller is probably going to be my temperature controller. Okay. That is it. As far, you know, I got a couple cameras set up on the sump in the tank. Kind of keep an eye on it, but it's just every day try to put my eyes on it. Try to look. You know, that's looking at the tank is going to be your best. You know, that's
where we get a lot out of it.
And I
like, what do you have as the lighting over the tank?
The lighting, I've got 2 XR30 Gen 6 blues on each side, and then about right here, I have a Gen 6 XR15, just to kind of break up. It was casting a lot of shadows, and I couldn't swing 330s, so I swung a 15 and kind of put it in there. That's the lighting on the tank here. I got a same thing, XR15, Gen 6 blue here, and same thing here, Gen 6, XR15. Over my Fuge, it's just a Kessel. It's the Kessel Fuge light, H80 or something like that. So yeah, that's as far as the lights go.
And then I got to ask the question, because one of the things, you clearly have built the stand. Did you also build the hood for that yourself?
Every bit of it. It's some old reclaimed cypress from my great grandma's father. Oh, wow. So it's all circular cut. It's just some wood I've held on to for many years, and this was a perfect opportunity to showcase some of it.
The thing I will say, so what people won't see on the video, or maybe we'll take a couple pictures of it, is Lee's got a wood shop literally right outside the door.
Right outside the door. There's a big sawmill, everything. It's a full-blown wood yard.
Yeah,
so
he's got the capability to make some really cool stuff like that.
That's it.
And including that stand, which on top of the iron welds there, you've got a wood top on that, which is, you told me what kind of wood it was.
That's all cypress. All cypress. Yep.
Just gorgeous. I mean, one of the most good-looking stands I've seen going all kinds of different places.
And I'm just lucky to have an infinite amount of wood to play with out here. So,
what's the schedule that you're running on your lights? What's the
schedule is basically 9 to 9. I do it 12 hours. I have it on the AB Plus schedule. I just have the time tweaked a little bit longer, stretching it out. And that's my Fuge. It's just on a timer, on off. When my tank lights come on, the Fuge light comes on, cuts off.
And have you tested, do you know what your PAR readings are? Have you done a PAR test at all? Mm-hmm.
Roughly at the top is 400. Okay. And then it just kind of gradually goes down to about maybe 90 to 100 on the sand bed here. The tank down here, the top of it is 120-ish to 80-ish at the bottom. And then my frag tank is like 150-ish kind of over the whole thing. So I really need another light over this little frag tank. Yeah. One day. We'll get there one day.
There's always something that always. What are you doing for flow? So it looks like you got at least a couple of the EcoTech pumps in there. Is that?
I've got a pair of MP40s on each side of the main tank. I've got a Gyre 330 on the back glass, standing vertical, kind of blowing against the back. And then I've got the random orbital flow nozzles on my returns. For my returns. So that kind of, and there's no real set pattern. It's just on the random reef crest or whatever.
What, like roughly how high, what's the percentage that you have the Ecotex run at?
I think through most of the day, they're probably 70%, kind of 70%. My jar, I do it at 40. It's random.
That can run a lot.
Yeah. And now, right at the middle of the day, right at noon, I've got a 10-minute, I call it crush on my phone, where my MP40s are just 100%. And it just stirs. It just kind of kicks everything up. My little clown tank and my frag tank, they both have a Nero 3.
Okay.
Kind of on those.
Those are the AI?
The AIs, yeah, the Nero 3s.
You talked that everything's pumped together to the 120-gallon sump. So you have what, 2 return pumps, one going to the main tank, one going to the frac tank?
I have 2 return. I got some CJ 6.0s.
Okay.
I got a pair of those, one on each side of the tank.
All right, so you have 2 6s.
I have 2 6 remains. I have a, like I said, a CJ6. It's powering the frag tank, my little carbon reactor. I have another 6.0 for my UV sterilizer.
Okay.
And trying to think of what else. I think that's probably, and I have another 6.0 on my my water setup. So yeah, that supplies water when needed.
So in terms of the filtration that you're running through, you've got a carbon reactor over here.
And I run it hit and miss. It's not on all the time. No, sir.
When you feel like something.
Yeah, it don't look as clear. But my main filtering is going to be the Reef Mat 1200.
Okay.
I've got that on there. I got the big Marine Pure block. I've got 2 or 3 gallons of the Marine Pure balls.
Yeah.
Then it goes to my little clown tank, my fuge. Kind of hit and miss there. I'm kind of running low nutrient, so I need to back that off a little bit. So
I don't see a skimmer. No skimmer?
there is a skimmer. Yeah, there is a Reef Octopus 200
Okay.
INT, the internal one.
Yeah.
So there is and like I've been kind of battling low nutrients, so I'm only running that at night, trying to try to get my nitrates up a little bit.
Most people would be jealous of that. Most people are saying, I got high, I'm trying to get it low.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving and changing. I've had some problems with some of my zoas. I think I'm starving them, and it's just they're not getting enough. It's too clean. So,
Wow. So with that, are you doing water changes regularly for the system?
once a month, I probably do 30 gallons or so. Just a lot of times, I'm just sucking out all kind of trash and detritus out of my little fuge. So I figured that maybe 30 gallons or so. And then when people come by frags, a little bit of fresh water there, a little fresh salt water there.
Okay. Let's talk about the other things you're doing for tank maintenance. What are you dosing to keep things up in tank? And we'll start with the big ones, alkalinity and calcium. What are you doing?
I got the Red Sea, the 4-head doser.
Okay.
I'm doing the BRS 2-part.
We're using the magnesium as well as part of the 2-part, so you really, or kind of the
The 3-part, yeah.
calcium, magnesium.
140 mils per day of the calcium, the KH, between 30 and 40 mils of mag, and then the 4th head, I'm actually running 4 mils a day of Elimifos, just kind of keep my phosphates down a little bit. So
is there anything else that you're dosing for either microelement makeup or anything else that you're adding to the tank outside of the main?
I've done the ICP test. Kind of went off of their recommendations. I got all the Aquaforce ones that I was low on, and I kind of dosed those. But as far as any of the other stuff, it's just the BRS 2-part with the mag.
So you're not, and with the Aquaforce back here, are you like regularly dosing iodine or potassium or anything like that, or just no?
Not really. I got it. I'm gonna send off another test here in another month or so. I'm gonna try to do it twice a year, to just try to establish some kind of baseline. and just see where my levels fall out, and then I may start dosing that on a regular basis. But that first dose was just kind of over like a 7-day period, what they said to get my numbers to where they should be. So I haven't dosed no more since then.
So let's talk about testing. Are you doing any automated testing, or so? What are you using for your test kits and what you test?
I try to test every other Sunday.
Okay.
I've got the Red Sea Mag, the Red Sea Calcium, and then everything else is the Hannahs. Okay. I test everything else Hannahs.
So phosphate, nitrate.
That's all Hannah testers.
Alkalinity.
pH, that's all Hannahs. Yes, sir.
And then roughly what are the levels running of those various things? Are you trying to keep the speed?
My temperature, probably 78-ish.
Okay.
You know, salinity, 0.026. My pH is 8.8.
Oh, it's your high pH.
I can't get it to come down.
Wow.
Yeah, I normally test early in the morning. It's 8.8. Middle of the day, it gets to 9.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I don't know how to get it back down. I don't have no clue how to get it down. My ALK is 9.2-ish. I try to keep it about 10. So my mag will run 2014 to 1500.
Yeah.
Calcium, that 420 to 500 range.
Yeah.
Phosphates, 0.05 is that what I'm at. My nitrates are low right now. I'm at 4. Wow. So, like I said, I think I'm starving my zoas out. So,
well, and a lot of people think that the ratio where you're at, basically, nitrates being 100 times where your phosphates are, is a kind of a natural occurrence. Although I'd say most people that I talk to are running their phosphates in like 0.1 to 0.2,
yeah,
and then corresponding nitrates.
And that's it.
That may be one of the things that you're having.
And that's kind of why I'm trying to cut back on some of my fuge time and my skimmers time. Just try to let some of that build up. So we're gonna see.
Okay. Yeah. Look, it's always a work in progress. I get that.
Oh, mercy.
So you said you're doing ICP tests. Which ICP test did you use? Just to be curious.
The ATI. The ATI. I actually did the what was it? The Triton.
Yeah.
I never got numbers back for it, so I sent them off at both the same time, and I got the ATI back. So that's the one we're going to stay with.
Okay. Yeah. It's always what seems to work with that. You mentioned your salinity 1.026. What are you using to measure your salinity?
Just a regular Hannah, the little Hannah pen.
Okay, so you got a pen that you're using.
The little Hannah pen, yes sir, yes sir.
And then next to me, where I picked through this is your RO water and your salt. What are you using as your salt?
Oh, that was my final question, which you didn't ask. I'm using the red box of the Fritz, the RPM. Okay. The Fritz red box, and yes sir.
The one that ends up starts out at the higher.
The higher numbers, yep.
Which makes sense given where you're running. All right. What did I miss on the the UV? You got a big UV over there. What's the?
It's a 40 watt. I think it's a Pentair. Okay. A 40 watt Pentair.
And are you leaving that on 100% of the time?
24/7. I've got that Sipe 6.0 running at 33%. I ain't got a clue what my flow is. We put it at 33 and everything seems to be doing all right. So we're going to leave it right there.
Okay. I mean, look, if it's working, yeah.
It's working. Yeah, exactly.
So we talked about, I think, everything as it relates to the equipment. Let's talk about livestock. Start with the fish. You got some beauties in there. Tell us a little bit about the fish that you have in your tank.
Total, I think I got probably 28 fish.
Okay.
I've got a lawnmower blending in here, a fox face, a pearly molly. I need to put a couple wrasses in there, and then I need to put some peppermints in here. I have an aptasia. I have one aptasia, and I just don't know what to do, so we're gonna do that. As far as my display, I got 3 tangs. I got a Scopus, a powder blue, a clown tang, and I would probably say my favorite fish in the whole tank is probably my Scopus. Okay. He's just a pretty fish. I got a couple chromis, a wrasse, a mandarin, a Bangui. I've got a yellow watchman. I got a firefish. Oh, a couple shrimps. I got an orchid dotty back. That's a really pretty fish. Yeah, people love that one. I'm not sure what else is in there. And then down here, I have a filefish, a little cleaner wrasse, the little black and blue cleaner wrasse. I adopted another watchman goby. And then I got some butthole clownfish. So they got their own tank to themselves. They've done killed numerous other fish. So yeah, they got their own tank, which is happy. I keep all my nymphs down there.
Yeah.
So
Because then you got to separate.
Yeah, they host all the nymphs. They just happy as can be.
Are they breeding in there?
I wish they was, but at this point I haven't seen no eggs.
That doesn't mean that they won't at some
So
point.
that's it. Yep.
The other thing I wanted to ask, with 3 tanks in the tank, do they get along? They have no issues, or that's one that's a little bit more of the bully?
When I first put them in, the clown tang kind of was the bully, but I put some mirrors on each side of the tank, and it kind of, once they kind of got established, it's just peaceful. They don't mess with each other no more.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Great.
Very, very peaceful.
Kelsey was very upset. He had a big powder blue, and she was very upset at that because it would chase and be the bully of all the other fish in the tank.
My powder blue, he was probably the smaller of the ones when I first put him in there. The clown was probably the biggest. So
How old are what's the oldest fish in the tank?
they all kind of went in. Probably that orange clown down there. I had him in that 5-gallon tank.
Okay.
So he was probably one of my first fish. I got a skunk cleaner in there. That was in that 5-gallon tank. He's done probably molted 300 times. Seems like every other week he's molting. That's as far as the fish.
What's the newest fish in the kind of first last big?
The newest fish would probably be the little watchman goby I put down there. I kind of adopted him. A lady was breaking down her tank, so I took that one.
Okay. And then obviously you have a ton of corals in the tank. I see. Well, tell me what do you got in there for corals? All kinds of stuff.
There was a picture I found on Google Images, and it was just a tank riddled with zoas. That was my first initial love. I just loved all the colors. You know, there's so many different colors you can get by them, and that's my ultimate. That's my favorite. I can't pick a certain one. I mean, I got the Strats, the Great Owls, Little Shop of Horrors, the GMK. I got a bunch of fancy ones, but just in general, zoas are my favorite.
Well, you guys can see pictures of this, but the middle kind of rock is just structure in the tank. Just
Yeah.
all kinds of different colored zoas. It's gorgeous.
And when I built the rock, that's kind of what I had envisioned. I wanted a lot of surface area, you know, let them just kind of take over and kind of go about. But I've got some sticks. I'm not the best at growing sticks, but they're doing all right. I love my Scolies. Scolies are probably my second favorite.
And the LPS you at the bottom of the tanks are looking great.
I love the Scolies. I think I got 8 single heads. I have a double head Scolie and a triple head Scolie. Wow. So, and then I probably would round those out with some acans. That would probably be my third favorite coral that I have.
But I'm sure some of those acans came from Andrew, and she's a big acan.
Yes. Some of those definitely come from. A lot of this come from Andrew. A lot of it did. Yeah.
Andrew is your supplier. He hooks you up.
He's the closest person I can go to. You know, he's the closest person I can go to.
I get.
And then inverts.
What, 2-hour drive?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. We got a couple other buddies around here. We'll try to make an order all together, and we'll meet in the middle. We'll meet Andrew in the middle. So
that makes it a lot easier.
that's yeah.
What are you doing? So do you have any? So you mentioned already the shrimp in there, but do you have any like clams or anything like? You mentioned the anemones, but no clams.
No clams. I would like to get some, but I'm just kind of out of room.
Yeah, I get that.
Crabs, snails, sea urchins. There's so many of them in there. I'd probably say close to 1,000 crabs.
Oh, wow.
So
Hermits, though.
hermits, yeah, the little hermits, a bunch of little black snails.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere. You cut the flow off when you feed, and was it Nasarius?
Yeah.
They just come out by the droves of them. So
Awesome. What are you doing to feed the fish?
the auto feeder just went off. Yeah, that's what they doing.
That's what's going on.
That's what's going on.
So are you feeding mostly dry then?
I feed nori. I purple, green, red. I try to alternate that at least once a day. Keep the tanks happy. The reefroids. I love feeding reefroids. I do some reef chili. Was it the hatchery diet? It's some little pellets. I try to do those. Mysis.
Frozen ice?
Frozen mysis. Yeah, frozen mysis.
Is that in the auto feeder or
Was that?
frozen ice?
No. I just got some TDO Chroma Boost, and then the Sustainable Aquatics. That's what I got in the auto feeder, and it feeds 4 times a day,
Okay, so you're feeding lots of little times a day.
just throughout the day. Yeah, just I think I got them like every 3 hours. It just feeds in there. I do not dose, but I do the polyp lab, the polyp booster or whatever, and then the AB plus. I try to add the AB plus in there every couple of days. Like I said, just trying to get some of my nutrients up. So, but yeah, it's when I first got started, I wanted to make my own food, so we ordered several $100s worth of stuff, made my own food. That turned out to be more of a headache than anything. Oh, mercy. Yeah, I still got a bunch of it in there. I still feed it, but it's just easier feeding this prepared stuff. So, but it's doing good. Everything's happy.
So are the fish over here also on an auto feeder, or is it just a big thing?
No, just so they're. I really just do that for the chromis because they just like to eat. Yeah,
Times a day.
everything else kind of gets fed once a day. So, if I'm fishing or hunting, I'll get a buddy, my grandma, to feed every other day for me. So,
Okay. Let's kind of switch gears and talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you had with the tank. What's kind of some of the things that you struggled with
oof. I guess just learning a lot of it the hard way. Just oh. I don't really. I guess the first part of it, just trying to keep. Well, here, bryopsis. That was probably my most recent.
Okay.
Yeah, I had trouble with bryopsis. I tried manually removing it. Seemed like every time I put my hands in there, it spread. So I ended up doing the Flux RX treatments. That zapped that. It got rid of all my bryopsis. I've had a few Aptasias along the way. Peppermints kind of knocked those out for me. I've tried the Aptasia X, F Aptasia. No luck. No luck.
I've tried those. Either recommended those.
Yeah. No luck with those. And then the little starfish with the Asterinas.
Yeah.
They were putting a whooping on my Zoas. Really? Yeah, so I made a big long little spear.
And you'd start.
And it was just every day get as many as you could. I finally got rid of every single one of them. Wow. So.
Wow. I had not seen, were they actually eating this?
Oh, yeah. Straight on top of them, just munching away. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Sure.
So that's probably the biggest pets you've had is those Asterinas.
The Asterinas, yeah. That would probably say I've seen a few bristle worms. I try to suck those out as possible whenever I can catch them. But as far as...
At the app stage.
Yeah, no flatworms. I haven't had no spiders. Yeah, it's I kind of skipped all that so far. So, yeah, knock on wood. Yeah, yeah, very much so.
You don't want many of those things. You've got a bunch of big future plans out here. Let's talk a little bit about what you're planning on doing out here, because you literally are in, as you call it, a desert between.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing.
Ultimately, I want to upgrade this one to a 380 or 400.
In the same spot.
Same spot, go to wall with it. A big tank. Pull my frag tank out of here. That'll all come after we have the coral farm up and running. Kind of in the preliminary, the early stages of that. But we are going to try to offer a place for somebody to go around here because it's 3 hours either way. So,
How far are you to Alexandria?
probably a good hour, maybe hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
So.
And is there nothing in Alexandria? I've never been to Alexandria for nothing from a saltwater store there.
Petco. Yeah.
I think most people listening to this would consider that. And I know that there's nothing really in Lafayette other than
Andrew, yeah, they shut down the fish bowl, so that ain't there no more. So yeah, we're gonna try to offer it. We're gonna have 8 big tanks. We're gonna offer RO water, salt water. I wish I had somewhere close to go. So I have the opportunity to do it for other people. So we're gonna give it a whirl, see what happens.
All right, that's awesome. And I'll be really excited. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll come back and do an interview with a 380 gallon tank.
Hey, yes, I've learned a lot with this one. My next tank will have a lot more sand bed. I really love the bottom stuff. Yeah, I wish I had more room for my torches.
If you were changing things, what would you be changing? Sounds like more room.
More room, yeah, just more room. Yeah, it's
Up to 380, and you still.
yeah, I know. But I built this one basically for the Zoas. In my mind, that's what I wanted, and I've got them, but I want some of the other stuff too, and I just don't have room for it. I run out of room. So
I hear you. That's why everybody wants to upgrade. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do next? We're in Louisiana. We talked about this a little bit as we're setting up. We have kind of the unique situation of being in Hurricane Alley, and you are especially out here. So I'm sure even just a big thunderstorm as well, power can go out.
that's
What are
it.
you doing for backup out here?
A Generac on-demand generator.
And does it flip on automatically when power goes out?
Yep, I bit the bullet, and I don't have one on my house. I got one on my shop. So
And is it what's it, natural gas power?
propane. Yep. I think we went 20-some days during Laura without electricity. So I didn't have my tanks then, thank God. But now we're good. We can.
I think that's one of the big things is making sure that you got. What are you going to do when the power goes out, so to speak?
We do a lot of fishing out of Grand Isle. And my grandma will call me, hey, we lost power. It's 4 hours to get back home, That's if you ain't offshore fishing. And there's a lot of times I come home after a power outage and dead fish, So we went ahead and got a generator.
No, and look, that I'm sure that will help when you set up the coral farm.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't go on a limb without having some kind of backup power.
No, that's a big thing. We talked about future plans. Let's talk about what's the best advice that you feel like you've gotten along the way.
I guess just to be hands-on with it. Be up close. See it every day. See it as often as possible. And then the whole, go as big as you can go. Like that 5-gallon tank. I got it. I should have went bigger. I should have got a 20-gallon. But my biggest advice to get is go as big as you possibly can go. That we don't have to upgrade so soon. A year into it, you're already looking to upgrade. So
I don't know. I hear that. I think that's what a lot of people wishes that they go bigger. Plus, I think bigger adds to
stability.
And you've got, you got 260 there and another 30.
I think it's 35. Yeah, 35 here.
You're pushing close to 300 gallons. It's a lot easier to maintain.
That's it.
Stability with that. So,
and I guess not as far, maybe a little technical, not chasing exact numbers. I kind of pick a range and kind of stay in that range.
Well, and I really like what you said about looking at, because the corals and the fish, they'll tell you something's wrong. You got to
Yeah.
pay attention. The torches, not extending its polyps, or the zoas aren't opening up all the way.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You get a sense, and you only get that if you're looking at
That's it. Yeah.
what's going on. Or if a fish is acting weird, you can get a sense something's going on.
That's it.
See, and you only get that when you're paying attention.
Yeah, when you're right here with it. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's an awful hard of it. So kind of my wrap-up question for you is, and I think I stole your one punchline, so what did I not ask you that you think I should have asked you?
I watched some of the other episodes you had, and I was like, man, the ones I watched, I didn't see you asking what type of salt, and I was like, I got him, and just first rattle out the bag, you asked me what brand of salt I got, so I really don't have no backup question for you. That was it. So yeah, you caught me red-handed.
Okay, well, luckily, it was a pleasure coming out here and talking with you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to take some pictures of what you got going on here.
Yeah,
As well.
you shed a little bit of light on us people out in the woods. I mean, we way over here.
Yeah, this was a drive.
Yes.
I'm glad we brought snacks, is what I would say.
We got food. We got jambalaya.
I will say, Lee was very hospitable. He said, I got food.
Yep. We got ball games fixing to start playing, so we can keep y'all fat and happy.
Yeah, you'll be watching LSU here in a little bit.
I think 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock it comes on.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing the final.
Yeah, it was good meeting y'all.